So yesterday it was reported that the Minister of Defense, Mohammed Badaru Abubakar, resigned, citing ill health. That means he resigned because he's sick. I know you don't believe that he resigned because he was sick, because I'm also going to show you in this video that he did not resign because he was sick. If you have been following Nigerian politics for even 5 minutes, you will know what ill health really means. It is a polite way of saying we need you gone. It is the same excuse they use when they push out Ajuri Ngelale and also got rid of Umar Ganjude. In Nigerian politics, nobody just walk away from power because they are feeling under the weather. Something bigger is always at play. So let's dig into what's really happening here, because this story has more layers than your grandmother's wrapper collection. Before we talk about who Mohammed Badaru is, let me give you a snippet. Former Chief of Defense Staff, I'm talking about Musa, was in Aso Rock to see Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and he was welcomed and received by the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Before you start connecting the dots, Mohammed Badaru Abubakar is 63 years old. Before becoming Defense Minister in August 2023, he was a governor of Kaduna State. His background is an accountant and a farmer, not a soldier, not a general, not someone who has ever commanded troops or planned military operations. He got a job because of his connections in the ruling All Progressive Congress APC, not because he knew anything about fighting wars. His inexperience really showed. Since Badaru took over, Nigeria has been burning. Insecurity has been brutal under Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration. 2025 alone has been absolutely brutal. School children kidnapped in Kebbi, worshippers massacred in Kwara, Catholic seminarians snatched in Minna. Bandits aren't just attacking villages anymore. They are running entire territories like their own kingdoms, collecting taxes and controlling who lives and who dies. But here's what really finished Badaru. Last week, he went on BBC Hausa and said something so ridiculous that Nigerians couldn't believe their ears. He said, "We know where the terrorists are, but some forests are so thick our bombs can't penetrate them." Let that sink in. The Defense Minister of Nigeria, a country spending billions on military equipment, is telling us that trees are defeating our air force. If you can't bomb the forest, why can't you send troops on the ground? If you know where the terrorists are, why are they still getting food, fuel and ammunition? Who is supplying them? And most importantly, why does it feel like our own government is more interested in making excuses than making progress? Punch newspaper didn't hold back. They called Badaru hopelessly confused and utterly unfit and demanded President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to fire him immediately. Public pressure was mounting, and then, just days after Tinubu declared a national security emergency, Badaru suddenly discovered he was too sick to continue, right? If you believe that, I've got a seaport in Sambisa Forest to sell to you. Before we continue, let me make a passionate appeal. This analytic from YouTube shows that 96% of viewers haven't subscribed to Avalanche Media. When you subscribe, like and comment on a video, YouTube will push the video to more people. Please help Avalanche Media to reach more people and grow. Hit the subscribe button, smash the notification bell, like this video and comment. Thank you. Now here's where things get darker. Here are the whispers. I'm talking about serious whispers from people who know what happened in the villa. That Badaru wasn't just incompetent, he might have been compromised. Remember back in 2022 when the US Treasury Department announced sanctions on some UAE-based network funneling money to Boko Haram. We are talking about $782,000 going straight to terrorists. Now there is no direct evidence linking Badaru himself to those networks. But here is the thing about northern Nigerian politics. Everyone knows everyone. The lines between legitimate business, political financing and criminal network get very blurry very fast. During Badaru time as Jigawa governor, he stayed border areas where banditry and terrorism were thriving. Questions have always lingered about how certain politicians maintain relationship with armed groups, sometimes claiming it was for peace negotiation, sometimes looking the other way when convenient. Could Tinubu afford to keep a defense minister with even a whiff of these connections, especially now with what's happening in Washington? Absolutely not. Now let's talk about the mysterious meeting in Aso Rock. General Musa, the former Chief of Defense Staff, was in Aso Rock yesterday and he was received by Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This wasn't a courtesy or a social call. Musa was the chief of defense staff until October 24, 2025, when he was suddenly removed amid whisper of foil coup attempt and major military reshuffles. Within hours of that meeting, Badaru was gone, and there are solid reports that Christopher Musa will be the next defense minister. Think about what that would mean. The man who was commanding Nigeria's entire military just weeks ago will now be the civilian ministers overseeing it. His replacement, General Olufemi Oluyode, would technically report to him. It's an unusual move, but it is also potentially brilliant. Why? Because Christopher Musa is not your typical political appointee. He is a real soldier, a Christian from the north, battle-tested and decorated. He has actually fought terrorists, not just talk about them on BBC. If Tinubu appoints him, it will be the first time in recent memory that Nigeria's defense ministry will be run by someone who actually understands war. But there is another reason why Tinubu will be considering appointing Musa right now, and it has everything to do with what is happening in America. The U.S. Appropriation Committee is going to hold a joint briefing on the Christian genocide in Nigeria today. This roundtable is to formally investigate the ongoing Christian genocide in Nigeria. You can see that the US is not backing down on this Christian genocide in Nigeria. The House Committee already held a hearing, and now they are fully going to investigate the Christian genocide in Nigeria. This will determine if US will send US troops on Nigerian soil. Imagine that, American troops on Nigerian soil because our own government can't protect its citizens. Now put yourself in Tinubu's shoes. The US is demanding answers about Christian persecution. They are talking about sanctions that will even further cripple our economy. They want accountability for the massacre, the kidnapping, the mass grave. And who is your defense minister? Mohammed Badaru Abubakar, a Muslim politician from the north with questionable connections and zero credibility on security issues. A man who just told the world that trees are defeating the Nigerian military. Can you imagine sending Badaru to testify before the US Congress? The question wouldn't just be about military strategy. They will dig into everything. His time as Jigawa governor, his relationship with northern power brokers, the rumors about funding network. It will be a massacre worse than anything happening in the bush. Tinubu couldn't risk it. He needed someone who could stand before the world and said, look, we are serious about stopping these killings. And nothing says serious like appointing a Christian general from the north to run your defense ministry. See the PRU genius that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing here. Genocide against Christians? No way. Our defense minister is a Christian and is from the same region where the violence is happening. We are committed to peace and inclusivity. Now we need to talk about Bello Matawalle, the Minister of State for Defense, basically Badaru's deputy. Because if you think Badaru had baggage, Bello Matawalle's suitcase is overflowing. Bello Matawalle was a governor of Zamfara State from 2019 to 2023, and his tenure was controversial. To put it mildly, Zamfara has been one of Nigeria's banditry hotspots. Armed gangs terrorizing communities, kidnapping for ransoms, killing with impunity. And Matawalle approach, he tried negotiating with the bandits, giving them amnesty. He was settling them, paying them off with money and even vehicles. The theory was that if you make peace with bandits, they will stop attacking. But the reality, the violence continued, and people started asking uncomfortable questions. Was Matawalle genuinely trying to bring peace, or was he just making deals with devils? There is more. Zamfara is sitting on massive mineral deposits, gold especially, and it's an open secret that illegal mining in the state has become a major funding source for bandit groups. Armed gangs controlled mining sites, and gold gets smuggled out through networks that likely involve politicians, security officials, and business elites. Matawalle has always denied any improper dealings, but suspicion have followed him like a shadow. And of course, they are also calling for his head. They are asking him to resign or that he should be sacked by the president Bola Ahmed Tinubu. If Bola Ahmed Tinubu is serious about cleaning up the defense ministry and cutting off terrorist funding network, he can't stop at ministerial appointment. He needs to go after the mining barons, the middlemen, the security officials who look the other way. That means potentially going after powerful people in his own party, people who helped put him in power. Does Tinubu have the courage for that? Or will this just be another round of musical chairs while the real criminals keep dancing? Let's be brutally honest why Bola Ahmed Tinubu is suddenly acting with urgency. After all, he was the one that appointed all these people. He knew their history. He knew they were compromised. He knew they were incompetent. The reason why he's suddenly acting is because he has been publicly humiliated on the world stage by Donald Trump and is forcing his hands. For years, the Nigerian government has downplayed the religious dimension of the violence. They have called it farmer-header clashes or banditry or criminality. The government's strategy was basically to ignore international criticism and hope it went away. When Trump put Nigeria on that religious freedom watch list in 2020, Tinubu predecessor managed to get Biden to remove it. Problem solved. Now Trump is back and is making this a signature issue. The congressional hearing in November wasn't just some committee meeting that nobody paid attention to. It was a high-profile event with devastating testimony, and it got media coverage. American Christian group, which have massively political influence, are now watching Nigeria like hawks. Trump has given them a platform, and they are not letting go. If Trump actually follows through on threat of intervention, even just special forces or drone strike, it will be the ultimate humiliation. It will say to the world, Nigeria is a failed state that can't protect its own people. Tinubu came into office promising renewed hope. Instead, he's presiding over unprecedented economic hardship and ongoing mass killing. If history remembers him as a president who couldn't stop a genocide, whatever legacy he thinks he has is destroyed. So yes, Trump embarrassed him, the congressional hearing embarrassed him, the international pressure embarrassed him, and politicians like Tinubu, who care deeply about their image and legacy, respond to embarrassment. I am Avalanche Media, and I bring the truth like an avalanche, fast, ready, and unstoppable. Stay informed, stay ready, stay vigilant. If you like this video, please help Avalanche Media to grow and reach wider audience. Subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell, like this video, comment your thoughts and share this video. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.